India has unveiled the closely watched annual budget. It is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government's last full budget before a general election due next year. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says the spending plan aims to create jobs and boost productivity to build on the country's position as the world's fastest growing major economy. And she sees GDP on track to grow as much as 6.8% in fiscal 2023 and has proposed boosting capital spending by 33% to $122 billion. Rebecca Bunnan joins us live from Mumbai. Now, Rebecca, did the budget sufficiently address the issues that have plagued the Modi government?
Well, this was always going to be a challenging budget for the finance minister to balance these issues, the elections on one hand coming up next year, and on the other, the fact that it really needs to rein in the fiscal deficit at the same time, given the massive increase in spending during the pandemic. And the government certainly did deliver a budget that's very much focused on growth and job creation, with massive plans for capital expenditure, outlined a 33% increase to 10 trillion rupees. Now, that includes a bigger spend, a large spend on infrastructure, including roads, airports and so on. Also, agriculture, credit, and an increase in spending on the affordable housing scheme. So lots of areas there that are benefiting from the budget. But at the same time, it has had to cut back on other areas. So there has been a cutback in terms of some subsidies. There was a free food program that was put in place during the pandemic. That's no longer continuing. And we've also seen a cut in spending in terms of the rural job guarantee scheme. That's a bit controversial given the fact that unemployment has been rising in India. But the government really did also need to focus on its fiscal deficit, which it has said will come down to 5.9% in the next financial year from 6.4% in the current financial year.
And Rebecca, how have India's financial markets been reacting to the budget?
Well, it was quite interesting, really. It was a bit of a mixed bag. Markets were quite choppy today. In immediate reaction to the budget, we saw stock markets rallying. We really saw a lot of gains. Investors seemed to be very confident about many of those announcements aimed at boosting growth and so on. But towards the end of the day, most of those gains were erased, and we actually saw the benchmark BSE Sensex ending up just very marginally up, while the Nifty 50 ended up very marginally down. So it was mixed. And now one of the reasons for that was because insurance companies fell sharply, and that was in reaction to some of the news in the budget that there will be a limit on tax exemptions. But analysts are saying, however, that they do see the budget generally as being positive for the markets going forward, given that it was focused on economic growth and job creation.
Well, Rebecca, the opposition was also heard chanting Adani as the finance minister was presenting the budget. And now the budget also comes as the Adani-Hindenburg row continues to hurt investor confidence in Indian stocks. Do you have any updates on that front?
Yes, that really is something that has rattled investors, and investors clearly do continue to be concerned about that matter because we have seen further losses in Adani's publicly listed companies, and now those losses have extended to some $84 billion. That's despite the fact that the Adani Group actually passed what was seen as a key test this week following that report that came out from Hindenburg last week, which accused the company and made claims about improper use of tax havens, high levels of debt, financial irregularities. Despite that, Adani Enterprises still successfully managed to complete its fundraising of $2.5 billion in a secondary share sale this week. But we've also seen an erosion as well in Gautam Adani's personal wealth. And that means that he's slipped from his position as being Asia's richest man. So certainly this is an issue that's ongoing. It's going to continue to be in sharp focus.
Rebecca, thanks for that. Rebecca Bunn reporting from Mumbai.